As a student, you're being told to think about your career earlier and earlier. But do you need to start thinking about it in your first year? We've teamed up with UBS to make a video which will help you answer this question and let you know how you can get the ball rolling in first year. It may seem like a long way off, but by doing a few things now, you can make the process a lot easier later on.
I'd say from day one at university, just think you need to add value to yourself. This was a big mistake that I made. I got to university and I thought, tell you what, I'll get first in my first year. I'll wow all of the banks on the application forms. I'll think he's great, give him a job. But thinking about it, all I really showed the banks was that I was just really good at maths.
It's really important to start thinking about your career in your first year at university because there's lots of opportunities out there that you really should take advantage of. Whether it's first year schemes or just presentations done by employers where you can network with people and find out more about an industry. That's really important, and that will help you when you come to apply for a first year scheme or for an internship in your second year.
If you're just starting to think about your career as a final year student at university, you're actually competing against people who've been thinking about their career for a year or two and have been doing internships, have been doing spring weeks, and have made themselves into quite credible applicants.
So you can see that it's important to start thinking about your career straight away. But what about first year programs? What are they, and should you apply to go on one? Well, they're almost exclusively offered by banks and professional services firms. So if you're not interested in pursuing a career in finance, then they're probably not for you. But if you're at all curious, then you should apply. Even if you find out that it's not for you, then at least you can rule it out.
I think the reason firms run first year programs, they're not expecting to have people come along and meet them who are experts or who know exactly what they want to do, but they run them just to give people a taste of the kind of stuff they do. Just to kind of introduce the industry so you can kind of find out some things about different roles within that industry. And yeah, just generally to give you a taste of what they do. So it doesn't matter if you don't know everything about a particular industry when you apply, because they're not expecting that.
So we have the Insights programme, which is a week with us over sort of the Easter period. So it's a very good way to, I guess, get your foot into the door.
The most useful thing, I think, was getting that look into the different areas of the bank.
You know, it was good fun. It wasn't just sat in a room watching presentations for the whole week. There was a lot of kind of, you know, even though there was 100 of us there, we were all, you know, involved in these kind of competitive challenges.
So you can see that first year programs are a great way to sample a career without making any commitment. But there are lots of other things you can do as well, making yourself a more well-rounded person and more employable, regardless of what industry you want to work in.
So I'd say from day one, join societies, get involved, have a social life. University shouldn't just be about work, 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 work.
Starting your own society can be a really good thing to do because you get to kind of run it how you want to run it, do something that you're really interested in and that you really enjoy, you know, meet other people who are also interested in it, and that will look so good on your CV that you've been the one who's actually set something up and got it going and hopefully kind of achieved something.
I participated in a fashion show. That is probably the most far away from reliable bankerism as you can do.
Hobbies, sports, music, these are things that show commitment and are very enjoyable, but also allow you to gain leadership skills, team working skills.
Choose some things that you're really passionate about and get completely stuck into them. I think that's a mistake I made in my first year. I kind of spread myself a bit thin. I tried to get involved in lots of things and then ended up not really sticking with any of them.
Another thing that I got involved in at university was I was part of a rugby club. That was particularly useful, A, because it gave something very interesting to talk about in interviews. B, I sort of learned an awful lot. I learned how to be a good leader.
So some good advice from people who have already been through the recruitment process. But what kind of people are financial firms hoping to hire? And does your degree subject matter?
From a financial industry point of view, we know that a lot of people don't have a broad understanding of what sorts of roles exist inside our industry, for example. So, for example, we hire lots of engineers, we hire lots of humanities students, language students, English students, history students. These people all have a place in the organization.
There were people on my program who were from Spanish degrees, chemistry degrees, geography degrees, who didn't really know anything about finance at all, and we weren't expected to know anything.
If you're studying history but you're interested in finance, then go along to the events run by firms and ask as many questions as you can, and don't be afraid of sounding unknowledgeable. Just go and ask the questions and find the answers that you need to make your decisions.
And I speak to kids on campus sometimes, and they say that, well, I'm not really sure I want to go into banking, so maybe I shouldn't apply for Spring Week because that might take someone else's place, or maybe it won't be a good use of my time or of the company's time. But in reality, that's the purpose of that week.
So there you have it. It doesn't matter what degree you're studying or what your level of understanding of finance is, as long as you can show an interest in the area and a willingness to learn. Most programs happen in the springtime, with applications due in the new year, so there really isn't a better time to get cracking on this than now. Good luck.